In hopes of catching a 10-foot river monster, Jeremy gathered the world's finest gear: high-tech braided line from Germany, carbon steel hooks from Japan, a custom-made fishing rod from the US, and a garlic amulet given to him by a villager. Jeremy used sonar to locate his target and position his bait just right. Before long, he reeled in a red-tailed catfish. This species of catfish can grow up to 5 feet long, but in the presence of that giant fish, it was nothing more than a meal. Jeremy fished until nightfall, but never saw the big fish. The next morning, he remembered the surveillance camera he'd set up near the campsite a few days earlier. When he checked the footage, he was startled to see a caiman in the frame. No wonder the bait he'd set out at night had been disappearing. It turned out he'd been fishing under the watchful eye of a caiman all those days. For safety's sake, Jeremy hurriedly packed his gear and left the area. Over the next few weeks, Jeremy fished tirelessly, scouring nearly every body of water in the vicinity. Although he caught many catfish, he never once spotted a piraiba. He even began to doubt his own fishing skills. The rainy season was expected to arrive soon. When the water levels rose, they would carry all the fish to more open waters, and finding the piraiba would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. To save time, Jeremy set up all the fishing rods he'd brought and installed automatic alarm devices on the lines. With everything ready, all that remained was a long wait. It wasn't until nightfall that the hook finally showed signs of movement. What he hooked was a very strange-looking catfish. Just as Jeremy was about to examine it closely, the alarm nearby went off. He hurriedly set the fish aside to reel in the line. Judging by the feel and weight, this was the piraiba he'd been searching for. The fish was incredibly powerful, so much so that the line began to fray and the situation became incredibly tense. Only after the line had been guided around a rock did the fishing guide manage to loop a rope around its tail, and the two of them worked together to drag it out of the water. Jeremy saw its gaping maw and realized that calling it a river monster was certainly no exaggeration. It thrashed its body in a frantic struggle, emitting pig-like grunts from its mouth. To prevent it from escaping back into the water, Jeremy quickly dove in to block its path. This piraiba measured over 7 feet in length and weighed 250 pounds. It was a colossal beast that required the combined strength of 3 adults to lift. Given its power, it was entirely capable of swallowing an adult whole.